Have you ever wondered why some people, as they get older, seem to lose friends, respect, and even the warmth of family connections, while others remain loved, admired, and surrounded by people who enjoy their company? It's not because of age itself. It's not about wrinkles, gray hair, or slowing down physically. Instead, it often comes down to subtle habits, small patterns of behavior that can unintentionally push people away. In today's video, we're going to uncover 7 reasons people may quietly resent you as you age. And most importantly, I'll share what you can do to turn those habits around so you don't just keep your relationship strong, but actually rebuild admiration, respect, and love. These lessons aren't about judgment. They're about growth, about making choices that bring people closer instead of driving them away. And trust me, once you recognize these patterns, your perspective on relationships will never be the same. So stay with me until the very end, because you'll discover not just what weakens respect, but also the secrets to becoming someone people truly look forward to being around. Now let's dive in. Number 1, the habit of constant complaining. One of the clearest reasons people begin to distance themselves from older adults is constant complaining. We've all met someone who, without even realizing it, makes every conversation about aches, pains, how things used to be better, or what's wrong with the world today. Over time, being around that energy can feel draining. It's not that your struggles aren't real. They absolutely are, and sharing them can even be healing. But when negativity dominates the tone, people begin to quietly pull back. Younger family members, already stressed by their own challenges, might stop calling as often. Friends may become harder to reach. The truth is, people naturally gravitate toward those who lift them up, not those who bring them down. But here's the hopeful part. Complaining is a habit, and habits can be replaced. Instead of focusing only on what's wrong, practice reframing your perspective. 1. Share stories with gratitude instead of regret. 2. Talk about what's going right, even in small ways. 3. Compliment someone before mentioning your own frustrations. This doesn't mean ignoring struggles. It means balancing them with light, warmth, and appreciation. And when people see that being around you leaves them feeling encouraged, they'll want to spend more time with you, not less. Number 2. Refusing to listen. Another powerful reason people may begin to resent older adults is the refusal to truly listen. With age comes wisdom, and with wisdom sometimes comes the feeling that you already know the answer. Conversations slowly shift from being two-way exchanges to one-way lectures. But here's the truth. People don't just want advice. They want to feel heard. Think about it. When you're sharing something personal, do you feel closer to the person who interrupts with their own story, or the one who looks you in the eye, nods, and asks thoughtful questions? Listening isn't about silence. It's about curiosity. It's about making the other person feel valued. When older adults constantly interrupt, correct, or shift the focus back to their own experiences, the unspoken message is, what I have to say matters more than what you're sharing. And that message creates distance. The irony is this: listening deeply often earns more respect than speaking frequently. Try this simple shift. 1. Before giving advice, ask, tell me more. How do you feel about that? 2. Before sharing your own story, pause and let the other person finish theirs completely. When you do this, people walk away thinking, I enjoy being around them. They make me feel important. And that is one of the most powerful gifts you can offer. Number 3. Being overly critical. With age comes perspective. But when perspective turns into constant criticism, it stops sounding like wisdom and starts feeling like judgment. It might be remarks about how someone dresses, how they raise their kids, how they spend money, or even how they speak. To you, these may feel like honest observations. To others, they land as sharp edges that wound instead of guide. And here's the thing, everyone already carries private self-doubts. Constant criticism only makes those doubts heavier. Instead of pulling people closer, criticism pushes them away. But here's the alternative. Replace criticism with encouragement. 1. Instead of saying, you're doing it wrong, try, I'm proud of the effort you're making. 2. Instead of focusing on flaws, notice strengths. 3. Instead of pointing out mistakes, celebrate progress. A single word of kindness can completely shift how someone feels around you. It changes you from the person people dread being around into the one they seek for comfort, safety, and encouragement. Number 4. Talking only about yourself. Sharing your life story is valuable. It connects generations. But when every conversation circles back to you, it leaves little space for others. You may not notice it, but here's how it often happens. 1. A grandchild shares excitement about a new job. The response? When I was your age, I worked twice as hard. 2. A friend talks about their struggles. The conversation pivots back to your own aches, losses, or memories. It's not intentional, but over time, people feel unseen. This habit often comes from a deep human need to be remembered. As we age, the fear of being forgotten grows stronger, and telling stories feels like a way to preserve identity. But here's the surprising truth. The more genuinely interested you are in others, the more welcome your stories become. Ask first. Listen deeply. Then share. When people feel valued, they will be eager to hear about your life in return. And instead of being remembered as self-centered, you'll be remembered as someone who brings balance, warmth, and connection. Number 5. Clinging too tightly to the past. Reminiscing is beautiful. But when every conversation turns into back in my day, it can feel like the present will never measure up. Younger generations may interpret this as dismissal of their experiences. Friends may grow tired of hearing the same stories. And slowly, the joy of sharing fades. The past is precious. But clinging to it too tightly can send a message. What happening now doesn't matter. The secret is balance. 1. Share your memories, but also ask about the present. 2. Celebrate your grandchild's new achievement, even if it looks different from your own past. 3. Let nostalgia inspire curiosity instead of comparison. When you embrace both the past and the present, you give people the gift of connection across time, showing them that you value every moment, not just the ones long gone. Number 6. Rejecting new ideas. One of the most common reasons people quietly resent older adults is the rejection of new ideas. Technology, culture, even simple lifestyle changes. When everything new is dismissed as foolish or unnecessary, younger people stop sharing their excitement. Why? Because they know it will be shut down. This rejection often comes from feeling overwhelmed. The world is changing fast, and it's natural to retreat into what feels familiar. But when rejection becomes the default response, people stop including you in discussions altogether. Think about how you feel when someone dismisses your enthusiasm. It stings. It deflates. And eventually, you stop opening up. The solution isn't to love every trend or master every gadget. It's simply to show openness. Ask questions like, 1. Can you show me how that works? 2. Tell me why you enjoy this. These small gestures of curiosity build bridges. Instead of being seen as resistant, you'll be seen as someone who respects others enough to explore their world. And that simple shift keeps connections alive. 7. Losing patience with others. Finally, one of the most damaging habits is losing patience easily. Snapping at small mistakes, showing irritability, or reacting harshly to minor frustrations may feel harmless in the moment, but it leaves lasting scars. A spouse who gets scolded for forgetting something. A grandchild who spills a drink and receives anger instead of understanding. These moments stick. They quietly teach people being around you feels stressful, and soon they begin to keep their distance. This impatience often comes from deeper frustrations with the body slowing down, with independence becoming fragile, with life no longer feeling as easy as before. But when that frustration spills over into relationships, it damages trust. The good news is patience is a choice. 1. Take a breath before responding. 2. Laugh at life's small annoyances. 3. Choose gentleness, even when frustrated. When people know they can be themselves around you, mistakes and all, they will seek your presence, not avoid it. Finally, when you look closely at these 7 reasons, complaining, refusing to listen, being overly critical, talking only about yourself, clinging to the past, rejecting new ideas, and losing patience, it becomes clear. It's not age that pushes people away. It's habits. And the most hopeful truth of all is this: habits can change. You can choose gratitude over complaining. You can choose encouragement over criticism. You can choose curiosity over rejection. You can choose patience over frustration. And when you do, you don't just keep relationships alive, you make them stronger, warmer, and more fulfilling than ever before. So let me ask you, which of these habits do you recognize in yourself or in someone you know? And which small shift can you start practicing today? By noticing them, you've already taken the first step toward rebuilding respect, admiration, and connection. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you found this video valuable, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need these reminders. And don't forget to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear which part resonated with you most. Until next time, remember this: you have the power to shape how others see you and how deeply they value your presence.